I'll tell you what my personal understanding of digitalization is. It's not a logical answer though, but it's something that is connected to our behavior. Digitalization, ladies and gentlemen, means in the first place change. And the good news is that it's not a new topic for us. The bad news is that we're not able to withstand this change, but rather we have to engage more actively. But it has always been like this. To start with this topic, I brought you a picture. Here you can see a photograph from the 50s, and you can guess, if you like, what it's all about. Obviously, it has much to do with chaos, and that's correct. It's not a photograph from any American city, but it's from Stockholm. To be specific, this picture was made on the day when the left-hand traffic had been changed to right-hand traffic. And what can you see? Chaos, change. Nobody knew how to deal with it. The people weren't surprised though, because the change had been greatly announced, but still they weren't able to cope with it. The same applies to digitalization, which we're certainly struggling with even nowadays. We know and feel for years what is connected to it, but unfortunately we still didn't engage in this matter and are still confused by this issue as the people in Stockholm. After all, we did it in the end, as well as we'll manage it in the future too. The change is noticeable as well as visible. In that respect, I brought you another picture. You see St. Peter's Place in 2005 during the nomination of Pope Benedict, whereby you might notice that there are no mobile phones upheld in the air, unlike on the picture of 2013, during the nomination of Pope Francis, where all people are holding their mobiles and iPads in the air to capture the moment. Especially in the course of digitalization, these changes are clearly identifiable because the end devices are highly involved in our everyday life. I know some of you might say, yeah, I see, but is it actually good what I see after all? This leads us to a more differentiated consideration of this topic. Maybe there's someone who knows the so-called head-down generation. These are young people who are communicating with each other by looking down on their smartphones. Anybody who has children might recognize this situation. The same also applies to me. I also have children. But if you think this is a change which we notice and criticize only nowadays, you're on the wrong track. I'll show you another photograph from the 20s. We actually already know this generation. The only difference is that these people weren't looking down on their smartphones, but on their newspapers, and no face-to-face communication was given. So even in the past, we have had the head-down subject matter. As you can see, digitalization is nothing new when you consider it from the point of view of change. But still, much has happened during the time due to the fact that the transformation came incredibly fast, so we needed to react to it very quickly. We see this topic has a big influence in economy as well as in society.